Tom Shillue grew up with a mean dad and a tough mom, whom he says instilled simple American values into his miserable life. I added them miserable. But Tom says that he was not a victim of strict parenting. He was a beneficiary of it. His new book, Mean Dad for a Better America, The Generous Rewards of an Old-Fashioned Childhood, is available everywhere. Now, in it, Tom opens up about his road to adulthood and conservatism. And Tom Shillue rejoins me now.
Yeah.
This is so great, because there's some things in here that I love, including neighbor discipline, which is a lost art, and everyone's terrified of it, and no one does it anymore.
Nobody does it.
You can't get in trouble if you go to a friend's house, which I think is wrong.
You know, I'm so proud, though, because the other day I heard a little story that there was a neighbor in my building, and someone heard him saying, "Hey, if you don't watch it, I'm going to call Mr. Shillue."
Yeah.
So now I'm the mean dad in my Bronx neighborhood.
Great. It's fantastic. I had a neighbor kid take $20 out of my wallet, and her sister ratted her out, and I was like, don't do that. It's not okay. Her dad called me and said, "Oh, next time you meet her discipline, could you please call me or my wife so we can come over and do it?" And I said, no. And in fact, if my kid takes something out of your wallet, go ahead and yell at her.
Yeah, that's what, I mean, if I came home and I said, "Oh, Mr. Sullivan was yelling at me," my dad would say, "Yeah, what'd you do?" That would be the first question.
Exactly. He wouldn't call Mr. Sullivan and be like, "Ooh." All right. So this is such a fantastic book, so many wonderful anecdotes, and I really think you need tough parenting in order to have something to rebel against, and you did.
Yes.
You were a liberal. You were like, "Dear diary."
I kept a diary in high school because
I love Walter Mondale.
Like, I did. I was writing about the 80s. I actually, there was a section where I'm talking. It was called self-analysis. Conservative versus liberal. I always say, if there's a conservative versus liberal argument, I always take the liberal. I love being a liberal and arguing on the left. And you know why I said this? I said because it's always so idealistic and humanistic. You can broaden your argument to ideals, while the conservative must stick to the issue at hand.
Oh, no.
Yes.
God forbid.
I mean,
you were the Juan Williams of just outside Boston.
I know, but it's just so amazing that I did it out of practicality. I wanted to win arguments. You want to win back then.
Of course.
So I didn't care which side was right. I wanted the one that was easier to argue.
Yeah, you were a sophist.
Yeah.
And you knew your parents were going to read your diary, and you really wanted to upset them, so you wrote that you were a liberal. And meanwhile, your parents let you go on Catholic Rumspringa, which I think is great. It's what the Amish do. Like, they let you go out into the world and screw around and get fancy pants, and then you come back and grow a beard. Some of the guys do, too.
That's it. They left me. A lot of my teen years, I was a little bit wild. You remember what it was like in the 80s?
Sure.
I dyed my hair orange like David Bowie, and I played Dungeons and Dragons. So I remember when I was writing the book.
Real tough guy, huh?
But my editor said to me, she said, what did your parents think? You grew up in a religious background. What did they think of Dungeons and Dragons? I said they would just let it go.
Yeah.
You know, they were kind of hands off. Once they got me to a certain point, they had faith that they did their work. And then they kind of let me go, and they knew I would kind of find my
And you
way
did.
Back. Yes.
Full circle. You're an amazing dad. I've met your wife. I've met your children and hung out with you guys. And you have a beautiful family. It's a testament to your great upbringing. The book is awesome. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Kennedy.
Yeah. So everyone should go get the book right now. Again.